It's game time. Welcome to the Sports, Bants and Prosecco podcast.
Yeah. It is.
Anyway, on to football.
Yes. So,
Yes.
welcome to
Sports, Bants and Prosecco.
So De Bruyne's leaving, y'all. Yeah, but he
I
might
didn't
as
know
well go.
that.
Yeah, it was announced today. He's put it on his socials.
Might as well.
That
was always coming.
Yeah, and Pep said he should have a statue at Met.
Pep's an Egypt.
I don't think is Pep going to stay.
Well, where are the 115 charges?
What going with that?
Let me tell you something now. From the time they signed that boy for another 8 years or whatever it was, I knew
Oh,
something.
Haaland.
Yeah, was it 10 years or 8 years? Whatever.
It might as well be 10 years.
Yeah, but from the time he signed on for another 8 years, I knew the charges must be wishy-washy.
I saw like a picture of it's the Man City, it's the Man U derby, it's the
This weekend.
Manchester
Yep, that'll be
derby
this
on Sunday,
weekend.
right?
Yep.
And some of the Manchester fans have got these scarves, and it's got a list of the 115 charges on the scarf.
No, what, the Man United fans?
So the United fans, yeah.
And I was like, you know what?
That is brilliant.
Every team's fans should have it in their colours.
Oh, I think
And
they
every time you
should.
play Man City, sold up the scarf.
Oh, totally. That would be sick.
It's got.
That would be so
115.
annoying. That would be like what they said this year. Was it? Be humble, eh? That'd be the humble, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I was saying to my brother, it feels to me like it's just going to go poof. It's just going to disappear.
because
absolutely,
it's like
that's exactly what's
Everton
gonna
got
happen.
sanctioned with the point deduction. You had, who else did? Nottingham Forest as well?
Forest as
Yeah,
well?
it
That
was,
got
wasn't it?
But that wasn't this. That wasn't this season.
last
though.
season.
Yeah,
Last
yeah, yeah.
season, we're just saying, like, you know what I mean? The sanction.
I'll be honest with you, the sole thing that lets me know that that's come from that is Haaland signing.
Unless there's a
8
clause in
years.
this contract that we don't know about.
Potential. Okay, unless
Could
there's a
be.
clause in the contract saying that should we get relegated because of this point situation, you can leave us. Other than that,
Yeah.
but they must be so confident
that they're going to get off, that they
they're
can
already
offer him
offering
this
it.
contract
Boom.
and be saying that.
Because he's a
Yo,
world-class
but
player. He's
I'm
an arsehole,
sorry.
but he's a world-class player. And he
There's
can go
something
anywhere.
has to come from those charges.
Well, it
Something.
depends.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You know, time is very good and people's memories are very short.
That's so true.
Except for football fans.
No, but I mean, like, in terms of how we...
I remember when we were unbeaten. Right? Do you know how long ago that
No,
was?
I'm talking about in terms of
Mate,
anger.
that was long ago. Oh, in that.
In terms of, but we're all angry and upset now.
Now, but
In
you
the
forget
season
about it.
from now. You might
might
remember,
forget about
but
it.
you,
What,
how you
about-
feel
about
about
Man
it.
City?
Yeah, but
No,
how
I'm
you
a
feel
United
about
fan,
it. Oh, that's
so
different for you.
that's
But for
different.
me, the longer it goes on, the less I give a shit.
You know, for me, I'm a Man United fan.
thing
so-
is,
Especially
right?
as they're not at the top of the... They are now.
But the thing is
How
that
have they even
I have no
stayed
fucking
up?
idea.
They've been shit, but
got
look
no
where they
fucking
are.
idea.
No, but the thing is, I didn't give a
Yeah,
shit
it's Man
about the
City.
115 charges until they charged them.
No, but now
And
they
there
have
you
touched
go.
on.
No, I didn't care about it. Like,
Same, exactly, but they've been charged
and now
with
they've been
it.
charged. But yeah, I mean, Man City, man, they're still
Wait,
there.
when was the charges? When did they come through?
Last season,
No,
no?
they went.
Oh, yeah.
It went to court.
Yeah.
Apparently the hearing started December. They was
Just gone.
Yeah, November, December, and they said they was expecting the big reveal January. Then it moved to March, and we're now in April.
It's not going to happen this season anyway.
It's come like a Diddy case. Sorry, I shouldn't say that.
I wouldn't use the word come.
Yeah. Do you know why she said that? So, Lou, tell her, please.
Which part? What were you talking about?
Come, Diddy.
Stop saying come and did it.
Well, the two go together. Didn't you guys hear Murad was saying that apparently Diddy was collecting people
He was come
in prison? He's been collecting people's semen.
Well, apparently it's very good for your skin.
Did you hear about the eggs as well?
Wait,
What
what
eggs?
wigs?
Apparently, he used to
Do men
get
have eggs?
he used to get eggs, and if your back passage couldn't hold the egg without cracking, you weren't.
No.
Wait.
I don't want to know. I already know.
It was a standard, apparently.
So if your
If your
put an
back
egg,
package couldn't hold the egg without cracking it, you weren't sufficiently used.
Tight.
Sufficiently used.
Oh, so
yes. Not what you.
can't you just use a butt plug?
Go on.
Well, Gene said he was buying a load of that shit
Go on. Yeah.
in the shop. Gene said,
Do you know what though? Like, part of me does start to look at Gene a little side eye, like broski.
but you was around
You
all of
saw a
that.
You saw a lot, broski.
Well, one for that.
Anywho.
But anywho, what are we talking about?
We was talking about Man City and somehow
I'm
Man
like,
City led on to
Sorry, because I said
to-
come like the Diddy case where the dates
charges, yeah.
be moved and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't think anything's nothing significant. I don't think they're gonna get relegated or anything like that.
No,
But it's interesting because
No.
they're going on about De Bruyne, and I actually think Yaya Toure was much more impactful for Man City than De Bruyne.
I have to agree with you. Do you remember him, Lou?
Yeah, I do. But
And I think he was much more.
But
it's a different team.
I
It's a
was
different
just going to say,
time.
and
It's just my thoughts, it's
that's
just my
what
thoughts.
I was just going
And
to say.
moreover,
the
as much as
times-
you're saying Yaya Toure was more impactful, the team wasn't nearly as
Yaya
successful
Toure
as
was
it
the
is
one
now.
for- Do you know what? For a minute,
Oh,
wait,
not now,
wait,
but
wait.
you know, last few seasons.
You're so right. As you were saying that, I almost had a flashback of moments of Yaya Toure. Yo,
He was so
actually,
powerful.
yeah.
No, he was brilliant.
No, I'm not
He was
disputing that. But
brilliant.
if you're going to give De Bruyne
De Bruyne won more things, but he won more things in a team. Yaya Toure also did
in a
not play in the team that
Pep
under
Guardiola's no.
team as it is now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Yaya, for what he's excellent, don't get me wrong, but then overall, if you think about it, you played in a team that wasn't nearly as successful.
That's
No,
it. That's it.
But you can argue that about a lot of world class players.
But that's what always scores them a little bit lower. Like, for instance, look at Henry, yeah? Him leaving Arsenal, he was an excellent player, don't get me wrong. I think he's probably one of the best players in the world,
Yep.
kind of thing. But his legacy would have been so much more tainted had he stayed at Arsenal for the duration
For the rest of his career. Do you reckon?
I tell you, only because when we start having these conversations, naturally we start saying, yeah, but did they win the league title? Yeah, but have they
Do you
won
know
the
what?
European
Fair
title?
point.
Yeah, but
Fair point. And then you've gone
naturally-
somewhere else and you've done it.
Look at Carragher at the moment.
but
Every time he opens his mouth, I'm not shut
Yeah,
up, you
because
don't
he's
win
a
shit.
fucking Egypt.
No, but my point is, every time he gets discounted immediately,
Because
he's
Because
getting
he's
run shit.
not won nothing.
Egypt.
Yes, of
But what I'm
course.
saying is, right,
Whereas you
look
can't
at-
say nothing about what's
No,
the troll that played for you lot. He looks like an ogre. God, what's his name?
What, Rooney?
That's one.
Rooney and Giggs and all of them.
No, but what I'm saying is, right, is like, yes, Henry had to leave Arsenal to win the Champions League, but he had won the league. He had won things. He won. He was in,
about to say, have you won the Champions League?
he was he won it with Barcelona. He,
No, I meant you. And then I realised, no, of course you haven't.
and he was in a team that has never been achieved by anyone else. In that we went a whole season undefeated.
No, but what I'm saying is, overall, the reason
he made his mark.
Absolutely, I'm not talking about, but I'm talking about him as an individual. The reason he's spoken so highly of, because of the accolades, kind of thing. Imagine going your whole career, we were
that
sitting there
definitely
going,
adds to it.
if we, let's be honest, had they say Arsenal and won nothing, we'd be saying he's great, but there'd always be a ceiling to that
it's
greatness when you talk about him.
Because
you're comparing
with
to people who
the
have done.
quality of
but
player,
when
you
you-
want
but-
to have accolades. You want to have trophies.
But I think there is
Silverware
some,
to
there is
say
some-
badge.
like when they talk about, say, Gaza,
Yep.
who was a great player.
Oh, yeah.
But he never won anything.
But wasn't that also
Other
more
than
to do
that
with?
Cup.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but even so, but that's what I'm saying.
Did
There's a
he do
ceiling.
anything in Lazio? Did they win something?
Is he still alive?
Did he win anything? Yeah,
Just
you
about.
just hanging on.
But even with him, it was more his accolades are less to do with Newcastle and more to do with England. That's
And
the first.
Tottenham.
And Tottenham.
Yeah, but more to do with England
No,
as
but
well
what-
as a star.
Yeah,
But it's because
England never
of
won
his
anything.
what-
No, but it was more his passion and his crying and stuff like that. But that aside, when we talk about him, there's still a ceiling.
But do you
to
know
we
what?
talk
And I
about.
think I hear you. But do you know what I'm gonna say? But I hear what Lou's saying. But I think if I think about your Aussie dealers, I'm going back now, Mel. And the reason I'm doing that, no, and I never used to watch football back then. But the
Osvaldo
reason,
and Ricky Villa.
but the reason I'm doing that is there's a lot of great players that are old that I mentioned, that never won nothing.
And that's what I say, because very few
And
players.
so
are
for
great
me,
that-
I think
But they're not talked about
times-
as the greatest, is what I'm saying.
No, not the greatest.
But they're
no.
talked about highly,
but
yeah,
like,
but
there
not
were
as the greatest.
Great players.
Like there's plenty of amazing players, but the conversation stops at a ceiling because you're not a contender.
I suppose also,
think-
and this is the thing where football's about opinions, isn't it?
Yeah.
What people will. So for me, one of the greatest players to play that probably didn't win much was Bergkamp. Right, Dennis Bergkamp, what he could do with the ball,
Mate.
I still haven't seen anybody be able to do that with the ball. Right,
And this is the thing,
and I
What
think,
did he win?
Premier
Leagues.
Leagues,
Yeah.
FA Cups,
Yep.
But I'm
But
saying,
he didn't win the Champions League.
but no, but I'm not. It doesn't have to specifically
but
be.
he was part of the
He depends-
Invincibles.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So he's
Right,
created
right.
that
So you
team.
do-
And have you noticed? You just said he didn't win the Champions League, but he was part of the
you
Invincibles.
go.
But so there's other accolades.
Yes,
So-
absolutely.
But when you've won
Nothing.
nothing, it's just you're a good footballer, and that's where it stops.
But Yaya Toure won stuff though, didn't he?
Yeah, no, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying he wasn't part of a winning team. Whereas if we're comparing him to De Bruyne,
the way De Bruyne is now.
Like Yaya was great.
City now, this era.
Bruyne's won what? 3 league titles
consecutively
in the last 4 years, like 5 years.
Yeah. And the Champions League. You know, they did the treble last year.
And I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying
no, but you're right because there's those things. But even like the Beckhams and the Giggsies, even Giggsy staying at Man United for all that time, that was fine because guess what?
Boom.
He won everything.
I still don't think he was. I don't think we can talk about him in the same way we can talk about some of the other greats.
No, we can't because of
he's tainted his career. But I don't think his personal
life
comes into it.
No. Giggsy
it's not even about
his personal stuff.
Yes, I don't think his personal life comes into it.
I think there has been far better wingers than Ryan Giggs.
Absolutely.
Oh no. I'm
Who
not
hasn't won
disputing
anything?
that.
Yes, but equally, if we're going to talk about them comparatively, the fact that Giggsy has won,
But
it's always going to be like.
Yeah, but I mentioned him. The reason I mentioned him is because he didn't leave Man United to go and end his career anywhere else. Right, so it goes back to other players.
He left his brother's.
But his missus.
He couldn't afford to do that.
Didn't want to leave his brother's missus.
He'd have been like,
But then also, it doesn't always work the other way around.
But you know what? As we're saying about winning, and it's so interesting because the Galacticos, I was watching a documentary how to win the Champions League for Real Madrid. The Galacticos were the best of the best. They never won it.
Yeah. And that's with Kaka, with
Zidane.
But what about the domestic?
Ronaldinho.
What about the domestic league?
Yeah, they won. But
they won that. But what
then
I'm
we
saying
go back
is,
to what you said about Henry.
Yes.
And they didn't win the Champions League.
Yeah, but
they're still.
But for him, the other way
healthy.
around, as in he didn't win the Premier League, but he did win.
No, who?
With who?
Who?
Henry.
With who?
With Arsenal.
We actually.
How long was he there? No, he won the Premier League with Arsenal.
He actually scored the
What
goal
year?
that won us the league when we won
I'm
the
sure
league
he
at
won the
Spurs.
FA
What
Cup.
year?
We won the league with
What
Spurs.
year?
I'll tell you, it was 2002.
Okay, that's fine.
No, you did.
That's why.
Right, because I remember.
Do you know
he
why?
scored
In
the
my
goal.
head, I'm thinking you ain't won in like 25
No.
years.
Henry's left. Henry's not been playing ball for a time, right?
Yeah.
Where?
I'm like, when?
Yeah.
How old is that man?
But he won the Premier League.
No, he
Twice.
did. Yeah. And did you win the FA Cup with him as well?
Yeah.
No, but either way, he's got accolades, is what I'm saying. Whereas
Yeah.
somebody as good as Saka is, if in 20 years' time, as wicked as he is,
If he stays at Arsenal
and wins
wins nothing, then
No, but we've got to allow him. Don't talk about Saka.
no, I'm just using him as an
Use
example.
someone else.
like
Use someone else.
Let me use Skelly as an example.
the boy came back and he scored.
scored.
Yeah, no, but I'm not trying to shit on him. I'm just saying.
But
What I'm saying, no, I'm not. Listen, I wouldn't want that for him anyway. But what I'm saying is, as good as he is, and because let's be honest, every single year he gets compared to somebody, Cole Palmer. So it's every year it's like it's Saka versus it, and every year Saka tops everybody. But my point is,
I'll make you right.
do you know what I mean?
I'll make you right.
But
He has won the FA Cup though.
yeah,
I'll
which
make
is
you right.
cool. But in let me get shit back. But in 10, 15 years,
except for this one.
of course.
Do you know what?
But in 10, 15 years,
No,
God forbid anything happens to him, and he has to now retire.
I agree.
He won't be talked about amongst the greats.
No, but
because-
even the Arsenal fans will say, his contract is up in
He's not going nowhere.
2027,
He ain't going nowhere.
right?
Yeah.
And we're starting negotiations now, right?
Yeah.
So, but
That's
they're
good to
saying,
lock that in.
But they're saying that, and I agree with you. In order for him to have longevity at Arsenal, we need to be winning something because he's gonna
Totally.
as a competitor, he's gonna want to win something.
Yes. That's
So
why.
I do agree with you there.
But this is why
That's
I
why
agree with you.
players leave.
But this is why. But then
No,
no. But also,
I'm not saying at your club.
just generally
I'm saying
speaking,
some
They
players.
often they leave for money.
No, I'm not disputing
No, but
that.
I
But
get
I'm
what
sorry,
she
Mel.
means.
There has to be, yes, of course, for money, but you play football at the highest level to win trophies.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, to win the Premier League, the
Absolutely.
Champions League. Players ain't coming to Manchester United because United ain't nowhere near
No,
winning.
I get that right.
Do you know
but
what I mean?
will say to you is you have some players that will be driven like Ronaldo to move because they want to win.
Yes.
Not about
Yes.
money.
No.
I was going to use him. I was
money,
going to use him as
Yeah.
an example.
Right? And then there will be some players that
Like
will move just for
Henderson.
money, even if they're not going to win anything.
But there's people that
And so I'm
need
just
to
saying
move.
it's not always.
No.
So there's certain
Oh, no,
players.
no, no,
certain
but who's that?
mindset.
Yeah,
Leicester
but that's
City
standard.
boy.
Vardy.
He should have left.
When we went in for
should have
him,
left.
He should have left.
He should have left.
His legacy.
They
is
won
F.
that thing by a fucking fluke, yeah. It was
I
just,
agree.
it was just everything. The stars aligned for them.
and Arsenal went in for him at
That's
the time when he
when
was
he
at his
should-
peak.
yeah.
my
that's
husband,
when he should have
my husband
gone.
says to me, "Oh, I know you're gonna take the piss." I said, "My husband." But he was just like,
I wondered how long he was going to take.
he was like, "Oh, but he's loyal." I was like, "Fuck, loyalty! Like his career is gonna go and die somewhere."
No,
Do you
it's
know-
true.
And they're getting relegated.
Yeah.
Like, it's,
Yeah, they are. They're so going
but there is a
down.
thing though, because as well, certainly as me as a football fan, I can get really consumed with how the fuck can you leave me?
yeah, but you get over it.
But what
You will get over it.
I've just been getting over Rashford.
When Henry left to go to Barcelona, I had no problem with that.
Because it was foreign.
Because he'd won everything that
Yeah.
he could win at Arsenal in terms of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Premier League. He
Beckham, it was
deserved
Beckham
to
for
go
me.
off
Yeah,
and win, right?
yeah.
When
Even Ronaldo the first time.
right. And I think when Fabregas left
Oh,
Arsenal,
that was big. Even
went
I
to
felt that.
No, but when he left and went to Barcelona, I had no problem, right? Because he didn't leave to go to another Premiership team. Henry didn't
Abroad.
leave to go to another
Yeah,
Premiership
true,
team.
but he
that's
wouldn't
very
have done
true.
that.
They went to
Yeah.
Barcelona and he won things.
Yeah.
I never had a problem because they were
Yeah.
driven to win.
Yeah.
Because we could have probably matched Barcelona's wage offer.
But he
he
wanna
wanted to
win.
go. I mean, we're not a team that.
And there
keeps
you
pace at
go.
the
He
moment.
But
wanted
that,
to
but I
go
had
to
no
go
problem.
and win.
If you leave and you go to, I don't know, like what Ashley Cole did, Jesse won lots. But for me, it was unforgivable because he went to Chelsea.
Oh well, yeah, that was
Right, that
criminal.
That just is still.
Criminal.
I see him now and I still.
So he's been like,
Yeah, but
he's
why is
doing
that okay
bits.
that way? But you lot can come
No,
and
it's
say
a bit like when
Havertz
when
and-
London Dub?
no,
No.
but it's how you view it. It's a bit like when Sol
No, I
Campbell-
thought
it's a bit like
Cole,
when
he
Sol
went for
Campbell
money.
I thought
came to
Kai Havertz was a little bitch for going to Arsenal.
That's fine. That's fine.
But not the other one that's selling them of me in slice.
no, because he was shit. Right? But when Sol
And plus it's
Campbell,
alone, innit?
when Sol Campbell left Tottenham and came to Arsenal,
Oh, well.
even now. He's
People-
not
yeah,
forgiven,
he's still
right?
there,
And
yeah,
they
I've
hung
seen that.
effigies and everything.
Yeah.
Right? Because he crossed the red line.
Yeah,
every
yeah,
time.
don't
yes,
do
then-
that.
What would happen
then on
if
top of it-
Saka went to Chelsea?
He wouldn't.
Oh,
I know,
he
but what if he did?
He
No,
wouldn't.
it wouldn't.
No.
It's not happening.
He wouldn't.
Lou,
No.
Lou wouldn't even take him. Lou was
would.
like, the way you're saying about he wouldn't, because
He wouldn't because
he
that's,
wouldn't.
and it's what
No, he
where's all
wouldn't.
the little black boy? He's
Oh,
the
he would not.
racism and the
It would be bad.
It would be bad.
He would not go.
Who's that?
Saka.
He
No way,
would-
no
he
way.
wouldn't.
I see if Saka was to
He
leave
might
Arsenal-
go to a northern team.
No, I believe if Saka was to leave,
Wait.
if
can't
Saka
see
was
him
to
leaving
leave
the country.
Arsenal, he would go abroad.
That's what he should do.
I don't believe coming up through. You know, he joined Arsenal when he was 7,
Yeah.
right, or even 5, right, and he's come up right through the ranks to be one of the best wingers in the world at Arsenal. I'm not saying that he would stay forever,
Yeah.
because it's football.
I think I'm thinking
Loyalty's
about the
not-
family angle.
But I don't think that he would leave Arsenal and go to another London club.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
don't really think he would leave Arsenal and go to another British club because I
have to
think
be Europe.
I think whether it's PSG
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Barcelona
Real,
or
Madrid.
Real Madrid,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that would be where
That
he
would
would,
be. Do you know
and
what?
then,
Do you know
and then
what?
that's
Can I say
okay.
something? That's where I see him doing like
Yeah.
a big.
The only thing
Maybe,
is-
maybe not, but I'm saying
I think it would have to be a big metropolitan city, and this is me just looking at the living situation part of it, because there's certain countries, yes, you might be playing for a wicked team, but then where you're living isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
or maybe
conducive-
somewhere like
Yeah.
Bayern Munich, like
Or Madrid.
Yeah,
or-
Madrid.
I
Yeah.
couldn't see him. As it stands at the moment, things could change, but at the moment, I couldn't see him leaving Arsenal and going to a London club.
No.
Yeah, that's
No,
no.
same. Agreed.
And
Yeah.
I don't think, and I also don't think Arsenal would sell him to a London club.
Yeah.
But it might be
Yeah.
a contract, anything. Like what's
No, unless he's
like what's going on with
but I
Mohamed
don't think
Salah
they
and
would let him run down his
Van
contract to the end.
I mean, they're really
I don't
just
think
like
I think they're treating her badly.
Who's
I
that?
think Van Dijk and
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Well,
Van
the
Dijk
thing
and
is,
Salah.
but the thing is, we don't know. We don't know whether they've tried to negotiate and their agents have said we don't want to because we're right at the end.
Well, no, but
Because
at
they're
this
in a
point,
position of power now.
at this point, but do you remember earlier in the season when
When they
Salah
could
was
have
said,
said,
he goes, well,
Yeah.
You know
and how well he's been playing tells me a lot, because
how shit he's been playing.
not me. I'm not
No,
now.
that's the
before,
games,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the thing that baffles me is not that they're where they are, because once you get into the last year of your contract, you might as well not sign a contract if you're that good, because wherever you go, even if you stay at Liverpool, you get a signing on fee, you get all this money, right? How have Liverpool allowed Trent, Salah,
We're gonna get to
Van
Trent.
Van Dijk
to get to this
at
point?
the same time.
This is
That's
what
the
we're
question
saying.
that I
Yeah.
have.
At the same time.
That's the question that I
do you know
have.
All three of those players
They fucked
at
up.
the same
They
position.
fucked because Trent's definitely going.
Of course.
Well, it seems like
So
it.
Van Dijk's definitely going.
Seems like it. Salah's the only one that it seems recently has come out that made this chat.
But you know why I changed? I think he's definitely going to go because his playing has gone down.
Downhill.
When
Yeah.
he was first talking his talk, he was the big man.
He
of the
was
party.
playing.
Do you know what I mean? He was playing. I feel like they've lost him.
He's lost. And I agree
Do you know
with
what
you
I
on
mean?
that. I kind of think that
And
he's
it's probably
more-
because there's got to be a part of me. Listen, look what I do for you. Look what I've done
But
for you.
like,
And
you
look how you
see-
treated
But
me.
if you look at Salah and how he's played over the years for Liverpool, gets to about this time of the season, he dips.
And he dips.
We have said that.
You know,
We have said that.
this is a pattern for him. He does dip. So this might just be his dip.
Okay, maybe he's having a
But it's
dip.
also, I've been noticed, it's also always around Eid.
Maybe because he's not
Ramadan.
yamming no food.
Oh, well, there you go then. That's
I don't know if that's definitely
know
it.
what?
I
No,
wouldn't
no,
want to
no, no,
offend
but-
anybody.
No, but that could add to it too. But
Because it must
talking
be
about
difficult playing when you're
Liverpool,
fasting.
and this is, so we're talking about Trent. Wayne Rooney was saying, because obviously Liverpool
I heard they want to
fans-
take down his mural.
Who's
They're
I think
Who?
it's disgusting. They're
Who?
burning his
Who's
shirts.
Trent's mural, they want to take it down?
Yeah, they're
this is
dicks,
what
man.
I'm
They've
saying.
been burning his shirts.
This is ridiculous.
I don't understand why.
I
the
do
vitriol.
not
No,
understand.
but this is a passion of football fan.
No, I know, but I'm sorry, it's a bit. And
I mean, if I had that
And he's
Ashley
young
Cole-
guy.
if I had that Ashley Cole shirt when he went to Chelsea, I think my cats would have been shitting
yeah,
on
but
that
he's
shirt.
not going to. He's not going to nowhere
No, I
in
wouldn't
the
have done
Prem.
that.
Yeah, I think it's
No,
a
I'm
step
just
too
saying,
far.
even if that was whatever, that's
And he's going abroad as well.
he's going
so-
abroad. He has done his time, and again,
And he's been there since a
And
youth.
he's won everything with Liverpool, right?
There you go.
And he's been there since he's a youth.
Thank you.
What do you
He's
want
won
to
the
do?
Premier League.
What do you
He's
want
won
to do?
everything,
Buy
and he's
you
going to
lot?
win the Premier League as he finishes.
Again.
So I'm sorry.
allow
Can you
the man.
like
And ask
thank
yourself
you for
this.
your contribution? We're gonna miss you absolutely, but what you're
Thank
not gonna
you.
do is burn my shirts.
Here's the thing as well.
Right,
Ask
that's
yourself
ridiculous.
this: how long? The job you're now in, yeah. Have
My
you been? Yeah, your job, anyone's job.
Yeah.
Have you been there since you were 7 years old?
Hell no.
No. My point is, he's done his time.
But
Thank
the thing
you.
is, but the thing is, even more so, I think about it, and I think he has won everything.
Everything.
Let him go.
He's
So,
won the Champions League. He's
talking
won the
about
FA
that.
Cup.
Let him go
He's
with
won
his
the
well-wishes.
Carabao Cup. He's won the
Thank you. I mean,
Premiership.
they won
He's
even
won
the World
everything.
Cup, the World
you
Champion.
ask-
You know
what
the
do you want
World
from him?
Tournament
Whatever
thing
that
that
is,
they
yeah.
did.
And the thing is, who wants a life of regrets?
Wayne
Who
Rooney said it.
wants
Wayne
a
Rooney
life of
said
regrets?
he thinks Trent should go because he would have gone. He had the opportunity
And he didn't.
to
You're ruining.
to
They
go
didn't
to
have-
Madrid.
They didn't have the old pussies there.
and he re-signed with Man United. But he's like Trent. Trent should go.
yeah.
Jamie Carragher was a bit,
He's an
You
idiot.
could have, would have, should have.
you know, right? Whatever. Like,
Because how old
obviously-
is Trent? Trent's still in his 20s.
But like you
yeah?
said, for me, I
Yeah,
think Mel,
27.
it's
Let
really
him go.
simple. And Tina, we're speaking for on your behalf. But he has done all. He's won everything
think-
at the club.
Do you know if Saka, right, was in a position of Trent,
Yep.
where he's won everything that's possible to win in football
Let him go.
at Arsenal, and then says, "I would like to leave for a new challenge," I'd be sad, but I say, you know what, boy, you've done good for us.
But Melanie,
Sure, go,
But Mel,
go,
but Mel, even if he didn't, just say 5 years from now, bearing in mind he's been there since he was, 5 you just said, yeah? 5 years now, if he goes, guys, listen, I've had a wicked time, but I do want to try something else. I do.
And-
Could you even be mad then?
No,
No.
as long as it's not in the UK.
Yeah. No, fair
I'll be
enough.
fine.
But even
I'm
then,
fine.
you would
Because I
still
wouldn't
be
want to see him
like...
playing against
No,
me.
I hear it.
But
But
if he's going abroad, if he's
Yeah.
going PSG
Imagine,
or
guys, can you
Real
imagine?
or-
Deep, can we just
I'll
deep
be like,
this for a
cool.
second? How much we love football. Did you hear
Leave the
it?
country. And I'll be happy for you.
Yeah. But I don't, because I don't want you. It was like when we was playing Fulham, right? So we played Fulham in the week. And on Fulham
Speaking of
team,
us, we'll speak
they've
of Man
got-
United in a sec
they've
as well.
got-
Yeah.
They've got Emma Smith-Rowe.
Uh-huh.
They've got Alex Iwobi,
Oh, yes, from you guys.
Women.
Yep.
right? You come
Yeah,
from
but you lot
Chelsea
got
to
Rids.
Arsenal. So, you know, and they're playing against us. And I love
Smith-Rowe.
Smith-Rowe,
Yeah.
right? And I just think he was unfortunate with
Yeah,
injuries
yeah.
and blah, blah, blah. Right? But you sit there thinking, I want him to play well, but I don't want him to play well today.
Don't you find there's a little bit of your brain that doesn't compute it sometimes? Like when when Kai first went to you lot, there was a bit of that team on the pitch, and I'm like, you're in the wrong
You're in the wrong colour.
colour, babe.
Babes,
Like, and then when he scored, I ain't gonna lie,
can you
That
imagine how I feel
stung.
about Rashford then?
and he was celebrating. That's why I don't like him. He couldn't even handle his fucking ass.
But that's fine. No, but that's fine.
No, that first game he should have just
No,
held
that's-
it down.
That, you know what? And I get it. And I you saying that, I have no problem with that because I know if Emil Smith-Rowe had scored against us, even though, like you did, we sold him.
Yeah.
If he scored against us and then celebrated fucking you know exactly what I'm saying. He ran the length of the pitch and jumped.
Adebayo.
That ran the length of the pitch and cheered in front of the other.
No, but he had his reasons though. But he had his reasons.
But it doesn't matter. You know. When they started a riot, right? Then I would be a bit upset.
I'm just picturing
But
that
if he
whole
did
moment.
like what Declan Rice did, like when Declan Rice
Take
scored
that, bitch.
and he scored against West Ham, and he was just like, no.
That's what he's supposed
Right,
to do.
and
I respect players that. Yeah, I
But
respect when they do that.
I also respect that football is an emotional game.
Yeah.
And like when the guy that played for, who was it? Ollie Watkins? Ollie Watkins that came from Bournemouth to Villa. And when he scored against Bournemouth, he celebrated in front of the crowd and got the ball.
No.
But they had been awful to him.
Oh, well.
But didn't
And so it was
Adebayo
almost
say the
like a-
same though?
Huh?
Didn't Adebayo say the same thing, that he was racially abused by the Arsenal fans? I think I sent you guys the clip of him saying it with his mouth.
Yeah, but this is Adebayo.
Oh my God.
So what does that mean?
How are you going to diminish someone's experience?
Exactly.
Because I can.
No, because you cannot.
Man said
Right.
he was upset because he
No,
loved...
he did. He did. But you have to remember the whole.
And then you got
You have
emotions
to-
then,
you have to-
because
you
if he's
have to-
gone
but you
through
have to
that, then
remember
he's
the
up,
whole-
up yours.
But you have to remember the whole
I mean, I get
history
it.
of him leaving us to go to Man City. A bit like the guy. His name begins
Yeah, but doesn't he
with N.
deserve to be racially
N.
abused for it?
Who left your club to go
I
where?
went to Man City, but the way they did it was in such an awful way.
Oh yes, I remember. Nasia. I know exactly who you're talking about. I can see right now.
I mean, he was a proper dick anyway.
Yes.
But
yes.
the way he behaved, you just didn't like him.
Yeah, but I think...
But I make you right.
Adebayo's thing was
what
he was
saying.
racially abused by
they
the
were
Arsenal fans.
Chatting about his, and they were chatting about his family and stuff.
But
Yeah,
you're
but I
talking
think
about
for him,
players.
it's like, the biggest thing for him was like, I was racially abused.
But he
and
ran the length of the pitch. All that was left for him to do was do what Eric Cantona did and jump into the crowd.
Yeah,
with his
but
foot.
Mel, we're discounting the fact that he was racially abused, and
And
we're
this is
saying,
why I say-
and he did it.
No. I'm hearing.
And
Well,
he's,
that's what
I've
I'm
heard
saying.
him out of his
For
own
that,
mouth said, like, raw, like, because
and
I
that's
left,
why I
you
say
want to racially abuse me.
emotions, and then you're going to racially abuse. Of course, it's on the pitch.
The minute,
He's
let me
scored,
tell you
he's like,
something.
F you.
The minute you racially abuse me in any way, short of it's peak for you, because there's so many things you can call me that don't require including my
I
race.
guess that the unfortunate thing with that though is because it's not all Arsenal fans, right?
No, yeah.
And that's the only thing I can add to that, because it's
But that's
of
with
course-
every. That's with
But
every.
that's every-
No, but that's with
Yeah.
everything. No, but that's what we're saying. So
Yeah.
it's just like, but emotions
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
played a
But
part.
I
in
think that said, Kai Havertz, fuck you, because I feel like, like you know, just I'm not saying you ain't got to do every game. You ain't got to do every game.
I think Kai Havertz was saying fuck you too.
Yeah, good. He ain't got to do every
when
game.
Ronaldo and Beckham
I'm
left,
not saying you got to play every game, but the first
one.
game.
No, I'm making
Like,
right
he
because as I
scored.
said, when
Like, don't act like you don't know us.
But when Declan Rice scored, but again,
but
I
didn't they
think
treat
there's
him bad
something-
towards the back?
Towards
back
the end, but don't think all the time you
but
treat you good.
I think
Yeah,
there's
guys.
something about when he left Chelsea, the Chelsea fans were giving him a lot
of shit.
real hard
Because at the time we wanted him
they
gone.
were giving him a lot of shit as well.
Yeah, but no one racially abused him, so there was no need.
He was like, yeah.
Whereas, who was it that was threatening his baby mums the other day? Was it not the Arsenal fans?
No,
Who was threatening his baby mama?
Yes, it
Yes,
was.
it was the Arsenal
Yes,
fans.
it was. Yes,
Right,
it
we didn't do
was.
that shit,
yeah,
did we?
It was.
but actually, it turned out that one of them wasn't an Arsenal fan.
Oh,
When
one.
they did the investigation, because
Ooh, one.
it was two comments,
Yeah.
and at least one of them, I can't remember the other one. But
there was
when they
two,
caught
though.
the other guy,
Yeah.
they caught one of the guys, and he wasn't even an Arsenal
I do
fan.
think there was more than two, though.
Well, it's only two that I was aware
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
they
yeah.
were talking about.
But it was Arsenal. I mean, let's be honest, it's not going to be anyone else's fans that come in.
No,
way.
But also, to be fair, the vast majority of Arsenal fans were like really pissed about.
Yeah, which is
that
normal.
rude, wrong. I think who was it?
Which is
What
right,
game,
sorry.
What game played in a week?
This week.
What, this
just gone.
week?
And they were racially abusing
Tchaikovsky. Yesterday, Everton, Liverpool.
and they're threatening his mum.
So
threatening
I
his
didn't
mum,
know
his
what it
baby.
was.
It was a tackle.
No, I watched the game, but what I mean is I saw that today on the news.
And it's the Liverpool fans
Yeah.
that were like being really abusive to him and wanting his all these people dead.
But why?
And it was because of the tackle that he should have got sent off for.
Yeah, but it's never that deep.
But
on McAllister.
and he should have got sent off.
Yeah, he should have got sent off.
Actually, then why aren't you doing that to the referee who didn't send him off?
Right.
Yes. I
Why
think it's not to the player.
It's not his fault that he didn't get sent off.
It's
And the thing is,
pathetic. It's so true.
The thing
Like,
is,
fans are so flipping
aim it all at
fickle.
him. No shade. And I know that's not nice, but aim it at him. What's his family got to do with it?
But also, it's not even that. It's not his fault
That he didn't
that
get
the
sent off.
referee did not
do his
send
job.
him
Jordan's go,
And
no, I
VAR,
did do that.
and
Send me off.
VAR,
Send me off.
And VAR,
Looks
it's not
at
his
it,
fault.
and this
Right,
that's
so
a red card.
if you're vexed, abuse the referee.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
abuse the player who. Yes, he made a bad tackle.
Yeah.
But it's not his fault that he didn't get sent off.
Am I a dickhead? Do you want me to just pull
Come
yank
like
myself off the
Ange
pitch?
yesterday.
Oh, I give
Ange-
myself a red.
You know what, Andrew?
He's
He's funny,
going
you know.
on.
Did you see it?
yesterday, Tottenham?
It's funny, you know.
Do you know what?
Oh,
as
the
well?
fans. And
He's
then
becoming-
apparently
He's done with
He's
Tottenham,
a bit
though.
like Ten Hag in the
Well,
terms
yes, I
like,
think he's today. Sorry, Lou. He said today, press conference, he's fallen out of love with football. The next thing that he's
You know
going to
when?
do,
You know when?
the next thing he's going to do, he's not going to be football. Like he's going to think of a different
Oh,
object to
wow.
do. Literally.
Do you know? Ange has never been the same since he saw his fans celebrate when Man City scored.
Oh my God.
He's never been the same because he
So
never believed
cute.
it, and he's never been the same.
It is a lot.
After we saw the Tottenham
You know
fans
when you first said
celebrating
it to me?
an opposition goal.
you know when you first said it to me, I was a bit like, but now the more I deep it, I'm like,
Think
nah,
about
that's
it. That's
you want to
deep,
be loser.
Thank you,
You want
right?
to be a whole loser.
And then
And then you got the cheek to be upset when we do lose.
And then
Yeah,
apparently
like,
he
how
got
does that shit
so
make sense?
it's true. It's so
excited.
true. It's so true.
It's mad. It's dumb. He got
Or
so
they did not
excited
start turning
yesterday.
their backs and doing some shit as well.
Yeah,
They were
did.
doing the Man City celebration when he turned
When
it
he
back and
took-
jumped up and
yeah.
down.
They were doing too much.
They were doing
too
the
much.
They were doing too much.
Right, and then they got the cheek to be upset when they lose.
Yeah.
Yo.
And the thing is, what I
You're
do,
Egypt.
I do feel sorry for Pochettino because, like, for instance, the Chelsea game. Let's talk about it.
You mean
Yes,
Ange?
yes, and yeah, of
What's
course,
his
let's talk
surname?
about it.
Pochettino.
Ange, mate. Ange Postecoglou.
Pochettino.
Ange
Mate, just call him
Postecoglou.
mate.
No,
Mate,
Ange
Ange.
Postecoglou.
Big Ange.
Big Ange.
Big Ange.
Big Ange.
Ange ball.
But I do feel like, for
Handball.
instance, it was our game to lose and it was our game to win. It wasn't. They were never really in it.
Sancho,
kind of thing.
what was
They
happening
had
with
their
him?
first shot in about the 75th minute.
I don't think they had a shot on target.
No,
apart from the
about
goal.
the 75th minute.
With
Yeah,
Salah.
yeah.
With Salah when the bloody well kicked the man's knee, and that was so blatantly a flipping.
Well,
When
not- when I first saw it.
When I first saw it, I
No,
was like,
I was like, it's nothing.
did you see
No,
that?
I saw it, and I
dropped
was like,
in,
that's
and I
a
was like,
foul.
that's a bit soft.
I
Then
agree
I
with
saw
you.
it again, I was like, yes,
As when I saw it in
That's
slow motion, I was like,
cheeky.
yeah,
Yeah, cheeky.
You was gonna get away with that.
Thank you, right?
Thumbs up for us.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cheeky.
yo.
And
And the
actual
thing
fact,
is,
that
he
could have
didn't
actually been
know.
a red, you know.
And the thing is, yeah, because it's his
But you
fucking
got
name.
him,
And it was studs up.
But you know how mad it is,
Yes.
yeah? To know that you did that and to be so loud about your celebrations and loud about... When they disallowed it, it's giving it... I'm like, sir?
Well,
Sir?
Ange said he was celebrating, he got so excited, I think, and then he said, well, what did he say? Going
He said
forward.
VAR's taking the fun out of football because you can't celebrate
yeah,
a goal.
because now going forward, I won't be celebrating a goal.
Well, your boy knew what he did. He should have come over and said, big man, don't worry about the VAR, I'm going to tell you. I kicked him. Then I took advantage of him, hid him to the floor and pop one in the back of the net. Ow.
But your goalkeeper's shit though.
Yeah, he didn't see
him
that.
and
You can't talk.
Onana.
I mean,
Like,
certainly
him and Onana.
certainly-
No, but he had a wicked
certainly
save.
guys,
There was a wicked save.
There was a point.
Yeah.
But
Was it
actually-
Son?
Yes.
Yeah,
and
well,
I
that
said
wicked
to you,
save.
redeemed
That
himself.
was a wicked
But
save.
he's known.
He needs
It's a
to
bit like,
go.
oh, no.
He needs to go.
What's your name?
It's a bit like that.
He's-
Like,
yeah.
It's the
amount of-
weirdest mistakes.
And he does the stupid shit like he'll punch a ball away when he should have caught it, and he'll punch it directly into the defender's
That's
pathway.
Onana.
He will.
I think
he
him and
will
Onana
come
hang
out
out.
too far and then have to double back and does it all.
Oh my
And you
gosh.
think when
they're
you
being
do it
trained
once,
by the same person.
but you would think when you do it once in a game, yeah, you think you go, oh, especially when it doesn't go in, you go, oh, all right, let me fix up.
No.
He keeps doing the
Do you know,
same
do you
shit.
know what, right? Let's be fair, right?
That's what I'm saying, they're clearly being trained by the same person.
You're not going to get 100%
True.
perfection in a football game, right? People
Absolutely
make
not.
mistakes. It's part of the game.
But you
right?
can't keep making the same mistakes.
When you
But that makes it make
I've
sense.
seen Raya make mistakes, but then he redeems himself and he doesn't make another mistake for the whole
That's what
game.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
that's what
Right?
we're saying.
And then you look at Sanchez and he'll make 3 or 4 or 5 before he does something good.
But
And
if you
you're
take
like,
take the
"Bridging."
good thing about
But
it, it's
my-
the caution. Like, for instance, he will run out too far from the goal and then have to double back.
Or
Or have
you-
someone like Mr. James have to double back and keep
be on the
for you.
line.
And then you will do it 2 more times.
Yeah, but you
So
shouldn't
there
have
is
done it
that
in the
part
first
of
place.
you know that part of you when you do something wrong and your heart starts beating out
Yeah,
your chest
and
and you
you're
go, ooh, I'm doing that
and you
again.
take a breath
ooh.
He's not having those
He don't have
moments.
that moment.
He's not
How
having
many
those
times in the
moments.
game
Like,
have I seen
whoa.
him punch a ball and I'm like, catch it, you bitch. Like,
And he's not, he's
catch it, you
punching
bitch.
it.
Punching it.
Yeah.
And the amount of times that someone scored from that, do you think it
Yeah.
would make you rethink it?
Yep. I mean, Onana's just
Or
classic.
and in the back line, rather than clearing the ball, because I'm sorry,
I feel you.
Sometimes our back line ain't the strongest. Like,
it's not.
You don't have to pass it to the back line.
No.
That's proven not to always work. Let's be honest. Let's bring it forward. Let's move the game forward, especially as there's times when we're playing a game, we're playing well, but we just can't break the front.
Yeah, the midfield. You can't get through that bit.
Yeah,
there,
so get it down. Help us out a bit. But you want to keep doing pass the parcel in the back.
But that's the manager though telling him to play like that.
It does wank me off though. Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's the manager.
Especially last season. Do you remember last
that's true.
season? How many times there was interceptions? I say it all the time. They back pass now, and there's so many interceptions.
But that's the manager, and that's how you
say that.
But how's he
isn't
feel
that-
about Alanga? Like his goal against you guys, man.
No, Will.
Why you send me?
Go on, what's your point before you forget?
No, I was going to say, as you're talking before, I'll bring up Ilanga. Don't you worry about that. What you've just said about the managers playing that way, but then for me, Pep and certain players like not Arsenal so much, but Pep has been a person who plays from the back.
We do. We do.
You lot as well.
do.
No, against no. What I'm talking about where you like that with Wenger.
No, you can't say
No,
you were.
because it was
Right.
a different game.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a different way of
It
playing
was,
him.
but you never did.
No, it
No.
was.
Yeah.
But Pep's the one that I feel, even from Barcelona, right?
football
He
moves.
brought that war of playing from the back. And then I found that a lot of players, a lot of teams adopted a lot of managers.
No, but can I also just ask you a
it's
question?
changed.
But can I also ask you a question? For me, this is why I talk about creativity.
I don't think everybody can though. And that's the point
Okay,
I'm going with.
okay.
this.
No, so I was going to say.
I'm talking about creativity within
No,
the game.
and I
If
agree.
you as players are realising that the back is weak.
Thank
In
you.
game.
Why
In
are you
game.
going to be playing?
Why
from
wouldn't
the
you
back?
amongst yourselves say, don't do that?
No,
Because
but, all right, so
this winger keeps zipping down here and
but
taking
this
it from
is
me. Don't do
gonna
that.
Be how you are managed. If you have a manager that doesn't want you to not do what he's told you not to do,
Well, then that's on
then
him,
they
isn't
can't.
it?
Right.
And
But you
that's
have
annoying.
managers that are like that, right? When you talk about playing from the back, like that for Pep, and everybody, because that's what they do.
Because it's a
So if
Barcelona
you-
thing,
if
right?
you- no,
Was it the Cruyff way of playing football? If you go back to that, because if you think
Maybe.
Barcelona have got blueprint, and that was the whole point
maybe,
of Cruyff
but
started
then, But
it.
then what I was going to say, if you look at how when Arteta came to Arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
he had Shevchenko when he wasn't defending coming up into the middle, right? As a left back.
Shevchenko or Zinchenko?
Shevchenko.
Zinchenko.
Him too. Right? Coming up.
The girl had me confused.
She
I'm
said
here going,
him too.
say
Yeah,
what?
yeah, coming
Yeah,
up.
go on.
If he wasn't defending, he would come up almost as a left midfielder.
Yes.
And if you
That
look now-
duality.
and if you look
Yeah,
now,
because
ev-
Bruno-
all teams now have adapted that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
we
yeah.
have.
So
Because I was going to say, I've seen that.
As you bring
Dallo
new
does
ideas,
that.
Yeah.
Dallo does that.
teams adapt new ideas.
And that's what I'm saying.
Tiki-taka football came from Spain.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And then all of a sudden, everybody was doing tiki-taka football.
Yeah,
But I
Even
do
when you
feel
weren't
like
good enough
there's
to
got to
play
be creativity in game. Even if the
Because
gaffer's
not
told you.
everybody can, and this is why I
But
was going to
that's
go,
what
because
South- if you
I
think-
was getting frustrated at
Okay.
points.
No, I was going to say, if you think about Southampton, they play it from the back, and their players can't play it from the back. But the manager keeps wanting them to play it from the back, and the players can't play it from the back. They just haven't got the skills to play it from the back.
But I
And
think
the
that's-
manager keeps saying, "I want you to do this."
But here's the thing: when you keep losing,
And
at
you're-
what
that's why you're in
point
the
do
pot-
you, the players, say, "Fuck
Gaffer,
this,"
some
on
captain.
the
But they
pitch, bro,
can't though.
Steve?
They can't though.
All right, can I just
I
say
find
this?
that
Can
really
I just say
difficult
this?
to
Can
know.
I just
But
say? Can I
they
just
can't.
add? Can I just add? You're making a valid point. I think a captain, the boys should be able. I think back in the day, the captain could go and talk to the gaffer. No, I'm just saying, if the players weren't happy about something.
Sometimes, but he wouldn't be in game.
No, not
It
in
would be
game.
after
I'm
the
talking
game.
about
Can I just
after. I'm
can I
not
just
talking
compare
about
it
in
to like
game.
American football or netball that I play? We might have set plays, and I know it's not the same. I know it's different. We will have set plays that we've practiced over and over and again. But if in game, and our coach might say, right, we're running this, do not deviate, get the ball to Lou, get the ball to Lou, get the ball to Lou, do not deviate. That's what we're doing. Run deep, get the ball to Lou. Now, if you start clocking that the other team have figured you out, and
Don't you
they've
change it up?
they've clocked that you'll keep getting the ball to Lou, they're all over Lou. Creativity in the game says, right, okay, we can't get it to Lou. Let's just lose a dummy. Get it to Charmaine because they're all going to run to Lou. Like, do you know what I mean? And these are things that and in game, we're going against what our coaches told us
but I
because we've
hear
got to
what
have
you're
creativity.
saying, but from
In
my
football,
understanding and from what I've seen,
that makes sense.
if
I hear it.
players deviate from what the coach says they should do, the risk is they get dropped. They're never played again.
Okay,
They
but let
might
me give you
get
this
And I get
scenario.
that in the
But let me
main-
give you this scenario. You deviate because you're doing it the gaffer's way.
And then you score.
And then you score.
And
And
win
then
the
you
game.
win.
Then
The
what?
gaffer's going to
remember-
punish
then
you.
what?
Remember this, right? If
It's
a
stupid.
team loses and the manager gets sacked, not the player.
I hear what you're saying.
I hear
but-
it, I
I'm
hear
not
it.
saying it's right.
But
But
I
I
feel
think
like
this valid point,
But there comes a
though.
point where, like, for instance, if you look at who did we have Pochettino last season, yeah, where he kept on playing like at the back and they kept on doing the dance in the back, and I kept on telling you, look, it's really dangerous because they're not very good at holding the dance in the back. But you know what I mean? They kept on dancing in the back, and it always got intercepted when you lot are dancing in the back, and it just looked like you had no ideas. That's everything. It just looked like you had no ideas. And if one of them had just decided to use some creativity and bring it forward, and you score, what would happen long term is Pochettino would take his fucking job.
But that's the why I love
Can
Wenger.
I
'Cause
agree?
Wenger would say to players, and the players talk about it all the time. Wenger would say to players, go out there and play ball.
That's it.
Right.
Go out there and play ball.
That's it. You
Right?
can't stifle people.
You know, and he would give license. You know how to play ball. Go out there and enjoy yourself. Have fun.
And that's
If it's
why I
not
was-
working,
let
do
me
it
add
my
my
way,
point before I
but-
forget it, please.
Go on.
The point is, see, every time, can I just say, every time I try to say something, the pair of you, right? Isn't it, Nick? You've noticed it, yeah?
Go on. What are you saying?
All right, these two going for it. But what I was gonna say,
It was about the
Sorry, I
style of
just-
play from the back.
Right, when Man United are playing, I remembered.
Yeah.
When Man
That's why I
United
keep chatting because we don't want to talk about Man
Shut up! Right, in fact, we're going to talk about Man United now because they
Go on.
actually played well the other day.
But they lost.
They lost.
I don't care. Let me tell you something. Right? And the reason I don't care that they lost, and I'm going to tell you why. They were playing Nottingham Forest, who have been very good this season, and
Have
have
to come
beaten
for my team.
Nottingham Forest a third on the table. They've been brilliant. But the point I'm making, I don't care. United is shit this season.
She said we didn't lose too badly.
Not even that.
They only scored one.
No, but this is the whole point. Elanga scored the one goal that Elanga scored, right? The boy has got pace. I watched him to the point where I'm like, you taking a piss? Are you taking a piss? I'm like, no. He ran in 85 meters in 9 seconds.
Yeah, they said that he probably did.
and that's with the ball.
Damn.
With the ball.
Damn.
And I watched him pushed off some man.
How long ago did you get rid of him?
But Lou,
Last season.
I had to sit down, babes. I sat there and I went, which idiot got rid of him? Because I actually liked him.
Yeah.
I actually liked him at Old Trafford at Manchester United. But the point is, guys, United played so good. The game
But
was
they lost.
No, it doesn't matter.
We just look at each other like.
You can play well and lose a game, okay? And when you've been Manchester United and been so shit, the performance they put on, guys, this is what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Forget the
saying.
winning. It's the fact that gives me hope that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
boys
yeah,
are
yeah.
getting
They're getting
better.
there.
They're understanding.
do you know, it's-
Shut up. They are understanding the play. It's my turn to talk now. You've been talking long enough. Yeah?
I'm tired.
It's so
Right.
interesting to hear a Man United fans say it's not about winning, it's about the performance.
That's basically what she's saying.
It's not about winning anymore. It's about the performance.
No, that's basically what she's saying.
I love it.
At this
Love
time,
Man United fans.
at this time,
I'll tell you what I can get.
trust me. Because you know
I'll take a
what?
1-0
No, do
loss.
you know what? We
What was
win.
good about the game?
No. The pace. They were not slow. They were quick. They were sharp. I was like, yo, is this Man United? And I'm watching. The commentators were like, we have not seen United play like that. The game was such a good game. And the point I'm making
Against
is,
another team, they probably would have won.
yeah, Nottingham Forest.
No.
No. Do you know what? We could have won against Forest. Their goalkeeper was good.
Okay.
Bruno, we had over 20-something shots. We had about 10 shots on target.
You ain't got no strikers.
Okay? Whatever. We got Hoyland. Sorry.
Yes. I saw that they brought on Harry Maguire up front towards the end.
Harry Maguire
He's still there.
Harry Maguire had 6 shots on target.
They brought him on as a
Did I hear
striker.
he's leaving?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
don't know
know.
about that.
But he came. I
He
don't
should
know.
leave.
But he came on as a striker.
Yeah. They brought him on and brought him straight up
I
front.
was watching the football. What happened to me?
Yeah, you're injured, you know. I can't. I just can't.
She said Hoyland. That's all.
Do you know what happened? I think I lost. I meant to do something. I forgot about it in the last 5
She was
minutes.
losing.
No, but you know what? The point I was going to make, and I'm going to leave Man United because you hate them so much, you don't like to talk about them. There's many a times we have played and have been shit and have won a game.
Okay.
And
True.
that still pissed me off.
Oh, really?
Because the performance is shit. Yeah, you've won, but I've not come away from that game feeling like
Confident
the boys
now. You're
played
gonna be,
well.
yeah,
You won
yeah,
because you was
yeah.
fucking lucky, mate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what that is. So to see the performance that they put on and the goalkeeper was saving, I can't fault them, Mel. I really cannot
The
fault
better
them.
team on the
It
day
was
won.
just one of those days where
Yeah.
Elanga had those 9 seconds of magic and he ran and he
you just
scored the
couldn't get
goal.
another goal, and you just
No, the
couldn't-
goalkeeper was on point. It wasn't our day. Sometimes in football it's like that, and you know this.
How many days has it not been your day?
It's okay, Mel.
She was like,
our
"Oh,
manager.
you lost to Man United
Well, I
twice,
thought,
you know."
No, I didn't say twice.
You did.
Did I? Well, I was hoping
And
it was
I was
twice.
like, you know
No,
what,
you said you couldn't beat them. That was it.
And
Yeah, I didn't say twice. I said you couldn't
couldn't
beat
beat
them.
And I was like, we did once, and we drew once.
Well, there you go. So you beat them once and you drew once.
You lost them twice, both times.
It's okay. As I
They've
told you.
been playing exceptionally well.
No,
this
they've been
season.
brilliant.
But no, they've been great.
They've been brilliant. That's what I'm
I
saying.
said it.
Santos, Nuno
I'm not going to
Santos,
let
I'm
this
loving
go.
him.
That's what I'm
I ain't
saying.
letting this go from the start of the season. I said, don't sleep on you. And they're like, yeah, whatever.
I remember
yeah,
you
whatever.
saying that.
You did.
You
Bang.
did.
Yeah,
you
you're
did.
right,
You
you're
did.
right,
You
you're right,
did.
you're right,
You
you're right.
actually, because we were like,
Absolutely.
oh, it's Nottingham Forest. They're going
And
to
they
fall
were
off. And I was like, yeah,
don't sleep on them.
But that Nuno Santos shows you how shit Spurs are.
Spurs
So
are really bad.
Pochettino
don't they?
said
So
he's not
Nuno
done with
Santos-
Spurs.
Huh?
Pochettino said he's not done with Spurs.
Yeah, but he's an Egypt.
He
that
wants
now?
to come back.
Yeah, but he's not
He
gonna come
wants
back.
to end. You know, he's basically got unfinished business at
He wants
Tottenham.
money.
Wait, pause. So
He
is
did
a
an
big
interview.
Angelique then?
Well, honey, you know,
That's kind of
you know
rude, you
Levy's
know.
gonna
No,
be.
but that's not rude.
No, but he didn't say it today. He said it last week in his interview.
But that's not rude.
Yeah, of course it is. But he just said he's got unfinished
But
business.
that's not
But-
rude.
Yeah, but no disrespect. Did Ange really think he's going to be there for the next 5 years?
Well,
No.
I think he thought he was going to do a lot more.
Yeah.
With it.
Well, no,
I-
he's not.
I-
He's
The thing is Poch is.
I like his jeans, by the way.
Is
thanks, boo.
Poch is the manager of the USA.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Poch is not going to leave before the World Cup because the USA are qualified.
No
because-
way.
Yeah.
So Spurs
And
are
he
going to
said
probably
Donald
get a new
Trump's
manager.
and he said
And
Donald
they've not
Trump's
got a
turning,
shit team.
He said Donald Trump's turning the thumb screws getting involved in the football too. You know
I
what?
think they've not got a shit team. The US soccer.
It's going to
team,
be
it's not a shit
interesting to
team.
see football in America the World Cup next year.
Is it in the US?
Why? Oh, but it's not only in America though, is it?
Canada and the US.
And some other country.
Wait, it's in
Makes
three
It's like
countries.
3 or 4 countries.
Why's that?
What
Sorry.
other country?
It's about 3 or 4 countries. You got to fly all over the
I
place.
thought it was just Canada
No,
and
it's
America.
not. It's not.
And them countries are big as well. Them flights gonna be long.
This is it. So why
not.
would they just not host it in those two
Because
countries?
they're fucking FIFA wants money.
Why
Oh
wouldn't
my
they just do it?
gosh.
Maybe you do like the knockouts, the group stages in one country. You
And
can't
then
have people flying from.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. That's
Can't
not.
be spending bare time flying.
Nah, man, that's
That's
got
not how
to
it's
be.
gonna be
That's
set.
going to be from there. And then what else? There was
What's the
something
third
else.
country? Sorry.
I'm just trying to
Oh.
find it.
There was something else I think I wanted to. Well, it's the funny thing I put in. Carl Walker told.
Oh, but it sounded like he could have said,
He
"We're
said-
not messing." No one was messing around. He either
We're
said
not
messy
messing.
or messing. It's one of
Oh,
the
good
two.
point. We're not messing around.
Yeah,
here.
no one here is messing around.
Who said that?
Oh,
Pass the ball.
actually,
It sounded like okay. Everyone.
Who
think
did he speak
Carl
to again?
Walker-
You know what?
Who
I
was
think
speaking
you're
to?
right.
It was oh shit!
Who
It
was he
was
talking to?
that ex Chelsea lad. What's his name?
Was it Felix?
Yeah, João.
João Felix. Yes.
Yeah. It sounded like he said, just pass the ball. We're not messing around. Right. People think he said, just pass the ball. We're not messy. No one on this team is messy.
That's what.
But when I listened to it again, it did almost sound like he said, just pass the ball. We're not messing around. No one on this team is messing around.
Okay.
So it could have been, he said, because saying we're not messy is kind
No,
of
because
rude.
random. Yeah, but also very.
It's rude.
Yeah, it is because
But
that's
Carl
what
Walker
I
would probably
thought.
say that though.
Yeah,
He's a
but
bit-
that's why I
he's-
said-
Yeah, I mean, he
It's a
could
bit
have
of a
said
dick.
it. But if you listen back to it, it does sound like messing.
Okay, as
It
opposed to
does,
missing.
yeah.
I only listened to it the one time.
And to be fair, it works with either word.
Well, yeah, Messi.
US, Mexico, and Canada. It's Mexico,
I said
yeah.
Mexico. Yeah, I did say that.
Mexico
yeah, I
ain't
thought
part.
so.
No, it's not part of the US, is it? No.
No, Mexico.
No, Mexico. Do you want to upset
Canada. Why is Canada? What?
Mind you, by that
But
time,
US is-
Canada, they might find another country because Canada might be part of the US.
Mate.
But the
Trump
thing
has
is,
his
Trump wants
well,
to.
Greenland might be part of the US
As
if
well,
Trump has his
yeah.
way.
I'm telling you.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway,
Anyway.
moving on from the
But let's say-
yeah.
My thing is that can only really work if you're going to do like group stages in the US, semi-finals in Mexico and then finals in. And the reason I say that is because otherwise the country is too big.
I think
to be doing too much
I
pissing
think
about.
it's going to be
I'm
a
interested.
particular country will probably be based.
That'll be their
a
base.
country, and they'll play all their group games. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the other team travels over.
That's what I just said.
Then they'll make a decision about where the semi-finals and the finals are played.
Okay. The reason I say that is because you can't.
will probably be
one
America.
country
Which will
for the
probably be
group
America.
stages for everything,
But you
and then you're
can't
saying
have
what you've just said.
Yeah,
right,
but
Lou?
you can't have like our group stage. You can't have like our teams flying 6 hours from one country
Well, you
to
can't have
another.
the fans.
No, this
Yes,
is it.
yes,
Exactly.
yes,
It's ridiculous.
yes.
They've got to be situated in essentially
It's in
one
what,
country.
2 years? It's next year?
Next year, babes.
So the tickets are going to come out
Next
when?
year.
Probably come out from.
We should try and get some.
Yeah.
Yes,
Try and get some.
that
But
would
it
be a vibe.
I've been to the World Cup once. I'd love to go again.
That would be a vibe.
France when Jamaica qualified.
We should try and get it for what? Mexico?
How was that for you? How long did they
Mexico.
It was fantastic.
How long did they
Mexico and
last?
not America.
last? How long did they last?
We went out in the group stages, but we played Argentina, we played Croatia, and we played Japan.
Okay.
And I was at all the games.
Well, there you go.
And I
That
was
would
at
have
the
been fun.
Part of the stad.
Is that
And that
because-
was when they just opened it as well. Because we played with Argentina, we lost 5-1. And the man wanted to swap his shirt. The Argentinian man wanted to swap his shirt with my Jamaicans. I was like, you just beat us.
swap.
You just beat us 5-1, and you want my shirt?
Yes, I want to swap.
No.
It's for the nostalgia. You
No.
can buy another
Exactly.
jam
No, I wanted to keep my because that Jamaica going
Fair
there was
enough.
history.
They're not gonna go. I was just
It
going to
was
say they're not
history.
going to be doing that again, are they? Lou?
So I got to keep that shirt because it's history.
yeah, no, it is history. You're right.
Argentina's
You're not
always
gonna
at
do it
World
again.
Cup.
Yeah, but I still would have taken the shit.
Nah.
No, you're not doing it again.
I would have said to him, I can't take off my top. I've got boobies. But you can give me yours.
Well, that would be.
Yes.
But and Croatia, it was fun. I loved it, and I didn't go there with any expectations because I knew Jamaica went. So I wasn't going to expect. We beat who I thought we'd beat, which was Japan.
Yep.
So how long was you there for if you saw all the games?
It was France, isn't it? I went over for every game.
Oh, okay.
Because you just go and
Hop,
come.
skip and a jump.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, you could
But
do
yeah,
that.
I'd love to do another one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's
such
a good
fun.
shout.
Oh, I
Lou.
loved going to the Olympics. I don't know if you lot went, but I went. I said that's a lie. I didn't go to the Olympics. I watched the Olympics on TV, and I was like, oh, I really want to go to this shit because it's 10 minutes down the road from my house. So when the Paralympics, I started buying up bare Paralympic tickets and went to see that. I remember Cece was a babe in arms.
Yes, in Stratford.
And it was amazing.
That would have been,
It was
yeah.
amazing. And they were cheap. They were
I
like
did
13
think
quid.
about the Olympics, but I just didn't like the way they did the tickets. All this, kind of pop, like you
Luck of the draw kind of
the bidding for
I
tickets.
wanna go
I
Wimbledon
just paid.
again.
I went.
Tennis.
Because
I want to go to
Yeah.
Miami and then watch Miami
Welcome to
Open.
Miami.
Yeah, and then watch the Miami Open.
That would be nice.
That's what I want to do. That's on I love tennis, right? So
Is it clay over there?
No, it's in our
It's
court.
hard court.
Yeah,
Yeah. Clay's France.
I'd love to go to a tennis match.
Oh,
I used to have a coach and be trained when I was little.
okay.
But I do enjoy a bit of tennis.
I love tennis. Wimbledon was a vibe. Going to Wimbledon.
I imagine it must have been
Centre
it must have
court.
been
I was
hot.
like, sis.
Yeah.
Who did you watch?
We watched what's the Romanian girl?
What, the women on centre court? That
Women's
one? Well done.
semi-finals. It was women's semi-finals. We got the tickets for 15 quid.
Wow, how come?
We were already in the grounds, and then you get tickets for resale when you're on the grounds. So they've got ticket office. You went there. Someone said, yeah, they're selling tickets for centre court for 15 quid. I said, say what? What's her name?
So did you know? Were you going down there to watch, or
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
get down
no,
there?
no. We went to Wimbledon.
You knew
it was
you were
a
gonna
day
right.
out at Wimbledon, but we didn't know we were going to get on the centre
Right,
court.
right,
We
right,
were
right, right.
hoping we were going to get on centre court.
Yeah,
So we
yeah,
got
yeah.
to all the small courts.
Okay.
You got to watch a bit of disabled. You know, it was just
Yeah,
like wow.
wheelchair
Yeah,
tennis,
wheelchair
right.
tennis. Sorry. Yep. That's the most. You see what you say about the Paralympics? I get it. In fact, that topped me sitting at centre court. And I tell you what I'm saying. It was a small little court, but it's what those people were doing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah?
Amazing. Do you know what?
You're full-bodied, abled and everything. These people are sat in a chair.
Yeah.
They are going from one end and they are playing tennis. And I mean, you know, when I was like, I said to Tina, I said, sis,
We couldn't even do
this
that.
what they're doing. They're playing better than me and you could play.
Do you know what? I went to a rugby match.
So for that reason, yeah.
Twickenham. fantastic.
Yeah, oh, I can imagine. That would be a
vibe.
vibe.
The noises.
The vibe.
The
You know
noises.
what? That'll be. We should.
vibe.
See,
Listen,
that's
mate,
one we
noises.
should try.
You
That's
you
one
think
we
that,
should
but
try.
you see when you're in there and they have
Babe.
fun.
No, but yeah, the spectators have a wicked time. But when you're watching the game, the noises.
I love
Oh,
rugby
what? The
though.
noises from the men.
for them connecting bodies.
Oh
Yes.
no!
But I
But
love
that's
rugby.
on TV.
I
That's
love
on
rugby.
TV, innit? So
I love.
You can
I
hear
love,
bone connecting
No.
bone.
I love
No.
international rugby and I love rugby league.
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
I can watch
love
rugby.
the-
I can watch rugby.
Yeah.
I can watch rugby.
I
Yeah.
can't.
I can watch rugby. I don't know what's going on, but I can watch rugby.
Oh
Yeah, I
my
love
gosh.
rugby. But I only like international rugby.
I
don't
watch
like,
World
I don't
Cup.
watch
Have
club
you seen
rugby.
the thighs on them?
No, we're not going to talk about that.
I'm married.
I don't think she loves rugby the way you like rugby.
But no, it's true. But but yeah, rugby we've got to try and that'd be a tricky
Cricket,
one,
I
yeah.
can't. I'm going to say this
Oh
now.
no,
I can't.
no,
I like the short game.
no.
My mother-in-law loves it. I
One day, but 5-day cricket, it's like
Forget
adult
one
chess
day. I'm
club.
not even
It's
doing
like
half an
adult
hour
chess.
cricket. What are you
It's
talking
boring.
about?
Cricket's boring.
Exactly.
But one day, 50 over cricket is quite fun.
It's boring.
And the 20 over cricket is
Boring.
even fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
IPL. But I do clearly like sport.
Do you know what
I
you
used
do?
to watch snooker, but that's
Oh, Mel, you're
No,
taking a piss.
that's. Do you know when it was, we spent like BBC 1 and 2 and as a kid it was like torment.
Yeah, Snoop, I remember it exactly on BBC
Yeah, I
Two.
did- I
You
did
flick
like
over
torment,
it's bloody Snoop,
and
you're
over
like,
hours.
No. So wait, before we finish up, ladies, who you got this weekend?
we got Everton tomorrow at
Oh, wait.
12:30. We'll probably lose because we don't do very
Lou,
well
who
early
you
morning
I don't
playing?
even know, you know.
Well, the big game is obviously
Sunday,
Sunday.
yeah.
You lot, yeah.
Come on, United.
Do you know
That's
what?
I'm
Because you
saying.
beat them last time,
Man, but I think Man City's picking up a bit of form now.
They have. And that Mamouche guy.
we got Brentford, so we should walk that
Yo,
one.
Mamouche.
Yeah. Well, how have Brentford been playing?
We should walk that one.
Well,
Not walk
Are
it.
you at home?
No, we're away. When I say walk it, I'm not saying we should walk it, but we should win it.
You hope?
No, we should win it.
Yeah, well, I guess
should
we're
win.
right
You
there.
hope.
Yeah, you hope.
Clara says.
But Mamouche, and I know I don't normally talk about Man City, but
Where are you gonna?
I'm going to talk about this Mamouche boy. He scored in fact, he scored again the other day. He scored 5 goals in 7 games.
Oh, well done.
Yeah, but who's it been against?
I don't
Because
care.
certainly when he played in the Champions League, he didn't score no goal. When they went out.
Wow.
Yeah, but he's
I'm
new
just
to-
saying.
Yeah, but he didn't.
I just
No, it's like, look, they bought him in January. He's new. The point I'm making is he's fitted in well, and for me, like, he's a good player.
No, Mel, wow.
I know she's such a
Wow.
hater.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to call you that because, you know,
And
women
then
are
Madrid
brilliant
are
and
going
shit,
to
but
snap
damn.
them up. I'm going to be like, come on, Madrid. Because I'm going to Madrid.
When
innit?
is it?
No,
When is it?
What? On
On
I think it's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Mate, pure football this week. Pure football next week, you know.
Gabriel's had is now
Yeah,
out. I mean, you
pissed.
can't make that shit up. Some
No,
serious
no,
shit
you're
going
going to
on right
take
now.
what your manager said. Arteta said, we're not going to use this
Do you know what?
as an excuse.
Fuck
Okay,
you and
all
your
these
losing team.
injuries. Okay,
And
so
your
you've
shit
got to
little-
go.
She's
And
repeating
don't
what your
business.
Arteta said.
Your manager said, we're
I
not
don't
going to
want her.
use it.
I
All right?
don't. She's not. Shut up.
Arteta said, you're not using it. So forget. Yeah,
Right,
Gabriel's
with your
injured for the
shit
rest of the
team.
season. And Madrid are going to whoop your asses.
Probably, and that's okay. I was already prepared.
I'm
for
No,
that.
I know you was.
100%
I'll give you that
sure
because
you're
you
gonna
actually
lose.
been
I was
saying.
already prepared for that. So you
But
can go on and
imagine
hate,
if you win.
When
No,
is
no.
when is the so you playing them on Tuesday?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
the following,
And then when the return is-
the next.
There's
following
pure football next week.
I think
girls.
you might win at
P-
home.
Aston Villa playing PSG.
Yeah, but if we
You could
Forget
win at
Arsenal,
home.
man.
Could.
Forget Arsenal.
Could.
if we win at home,
Forget
Could.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
So you know that Aston Villa are playing PSG.
it's all right. You can hate because your team's shit. Where are you in the league again?
12.
Yeah. Are you even going to
Wait, I'm pushing
Are you
you.
and the wickedest thing is, right, they're probably getting beat
see
in the
that?
Europa League the next game.
Do I let her lie or not? We are 13th, I think. No, I think
Yeah.
we're 13th.
I think you're
And you'll
13.
probably go out against in the Europa League this week.
I'm sure, look, Mel,
So, do you know
I'm
what?
sure, Mel.
I will.
Yeah, but you see the difference between me and you?
Is your loser?
Yeah,
No.
you got 13.
I'm personally not a loser. I'm a winner.
No,
But
the
as
team
far
is
as
losing.
as far as Manchester United Football Club,
We're not the same.
Your Man United Football Club is just shit. They're They stink.
I am
You know
a
what? Yeah,
person
you could
who-
tell you had a feeling.
I am a
And then
person.
she has it.
Of course,
And I'm
yeah.
like, yeah, she has. And I'm just
You
like,
have
no,
really-
fuck you,
Like,
bitch.
forget Arsenal. It's a PSG and Arsenal. Aston Villa playing. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, we don't want to talk about dead Arsenal.
Who did
Arsenal.
PSG play?
You know what? We're making
How,
dead.
how about you stop just trying to? How about trying to win something
Did
next
Liverpool-
season?
who did
Maybe
Liverpool go out
can
to?
we go? Can they try and win something next season?
No,
Like
just so that you have more to chat.
whatever.
No, we won't.
I know my team shit. So the
Who
thing
did
is,
Liverpool go
wait,
out to?
Luke, can I just tell
I'm
her?
trying to move it on.
No, we're not moving it on. So we can have this. What you need to understand is, I know that my team's rubbish. I welcome it. You can bring it all. You can whatever. But your team, you are consistently shit. We won a Premier League. And what I mean by that is you don't win nothing. Yeah, you play well, but you always falter at the end.
Do you know what?
You're coming second. All you've done, in fact, is upped it a little bit. You've gone from fourth, qualifying for the Champions League, right? That's what you used to do, Wenger, right? That was your speciality, as Mourinho said, okay? That was the place you used to live. Arsenal were fourth. Also, right, let's just qualify for the Champions League, boys, we'll be all right. Now it's all, let's just finish second, it's all right.
You know what? I will just allow
You come for United all you want, right?
Do you know what?
Because
Actually,
I know my team is shit.
I'm not
And
even.
what?
You know what? The day that a Man United fan says my team is shit, so all I'm gonna do is troll you because my team is so shit. My only enjoyment is trolling other teams. Enjoy it.
Because you like
Enjoy
crap
it.
on my team.
Enjoy it.
I'm just giving
Enjoy
you.
it.
Oh no,
Enjoy
it's not nice,
Because
is
we
it?
know-
It's not
we know-
nice. Don't like it. Oh, it's not nice, is it, babes?
No, it's just
No, it's not,
cool.
is it?
Because you know what? Until
sports
you're above
fans,
us, you've got no chat.
Until what?
You're above us. You've got no chat. Give me back my drink.
Oh,
Just like a Man U fan, just teething and losing and teething and losing.
when did you win the Premier League?
When did you win the Premier League, babe?
2013.
I've actually,
no, 2013.
When have you-
I can proudly say 2013. When did you win the Premier League? When was the last time? When was the last time you won the Premier League or the Champions League? Oh, yeah, wait a minute. You ain't won that
you
yet.
saying
We're still waiting.
it's not about history. Right, it's
Oh,
about
no,
now.
no.
It's about now.
No.
It's about now. Oh no, do you want to live in the past? Live in the
Because
past.
I am
Live in
pretty
the
sure
past.
if Man United
bow, bow,
were
bow.
second
Bow, bow, bow.
for the last how many seasons?
Live in the past. Bow.
You have been watching
Sports, Bants, and Prosecco.
You might have a bit of editing to do.
I don't know. I'm putting that right in, and I'm gonna cut to me looking in the camera going.
Oh my god, my jaw hurt.